You've driven at night before, but have you ever felt like something was watching you? These aren't just roads. They're America's darkest secrets, paved in legend, tragedy, and fear. This is Fear, American-made. And these are the top 5 eerie roads in America. The road to nowhere wasn't just a project that failed. It was a promise broken and a warning ignored. The story begins in the 1930s and 40s, when Swain County, North Carolina sold thousands of acres of private land to the federal government for the construction of Fontana Lake and the establishment of the Great Smoky Mountains National Park. Entire towns were displaced. Homes, churches, and cemeteries were submerged. In exchange, the government promised to complete Highway 288, allowing families to access the cemeteries where their ancestors were buried. But by 1943, construction stalled and was eventually abandoned. A stretch of pavement known as the Road to Nowhere. It's all that remains of Highway 288. Visitors report voices in the dark, chanting in an unknown tongue, and cold fingers brushing their skin. Some claim the air itself feels wrong, thick like it's watching. Local legends speak of a Cherokee witch named Spearfinger, and of women who gather in the woods, drawn to the tunnel like moths to something ancient. They say the road was cursed before the first shovel ever broke ground. It was never meant to be finished, because it leads somewhere you weren't supposed to go. Winding through the Superstition Mountains like a scar through the desert, the Apache Trail is more than just a treacherous stretch of highway. It's a path soaked in legend, tragedy, and unexplained terror. Originally an old native trail, this twisting road gained notoriety during the gold rush when prospectors came searching for the fabled lost Dutchman mine. And many never returned. The cliffs here have seen brutal deaths, mysterious disappearances, and strange accidents with no clear cause. Locals and travelers alike report ghostly figures standing along the roadside. Some vanish the moment you look twice. Others are seen walking into the rocks. At night, the air turns cold, headlights flicker, and strange cries echo off the canyon walls. The Apache believed these lands were sacred and cursed. And the deeper you go into the mountains, the more you realize something is watching, waiting, and it doesn't want you to leave. Down a quiet stretch of dirt in rural Bullock County, Georgia, sits a road with no name on most maps, but everyone around here knows it. They call it Ghost Road. At first glance, it's nothing more than a forgotten path through pine woods and farmland. But wait long enough, and something strange begins to happen. A glowing light, soft at first, appears in the distance. It sways, it flickers, then it races toward you before vanishing into the trees. Some say it's the lantern of a decapitated railroad worker searching for his head. Others believe it's something far older, a trickster spirit guarding sacred land disturbed long ago. Locals have tried to debunk it. Headlights, swamp gas, reflections, but none of the science sticks. What's undeniable is the feeling,
The air gets heavy, the silence sharp, and your gut screams to leave. Those who wait too long sometimes say the light doesn't just pass by, it stops and watches.
Just outside Bethel, Ohio, where Route 222 meets Route 125, there's a stretch of pavement that's claimed more lives than locals care to count. They call it Deadman's Curve, and it's not just dangerous, it's haunted. For decades, this sharp, sudden turn has been the site of countless deadly crashes, mostly involving young drivers. But it's what happens after the accidents that has people talking. Drivers report seeing phantom headlights speeding toward them, only to disappear. Others have seen a faceless hitchhiker standing on the side of the road, until he vanishes without a trace. Some say they've hit something, or someone, only to find nothing there. Locals believe the spirits of those killed here are stuck, reliving their final moments, trapped in a loop of tragedy. If you ever find yourself driving that curve after dark, slow down, because something might be waiting for you just around the bend. In the shadowy backwoods of Warren County, New Jersey, there's a road with a name that feels like a warning. Shades of Death. It's real. It's on the map. And for over a century, it's lived up to its name. Some say the name came from highwaymen who robbed and murdered travelers beneath the cover of thick trees. Others blame the murders of the 1920s and 30s. A man beaten for gold coins. A woman who beheaded her husband. Another man buried in a mud pile. The crimes were real. The killers never caught. Drivers today still report cold spots, shadowy figures, and flickering lights in the woods. In the 1990s, hikers reportedly discovered hundreds of Polaroids in the woods, many showing a distressed woman. Police took them. Then the evidence vanished. History, mystery, and violence cling to this road like fog. And whether it's ghosts, memory, or something older, one thing is certain. The shade here doesn't just block the sun, it hides what's waiting. Thanks for watching. These are the stories, legends, and whispers that cling to America's most haunted roads. Whether you believe them or not, the fear they leave behind is very real. Have you ever driven one of these roads yourself? Seen the lights? Felt the cold? Heard something you couldn't explain? Let us know in the comments. We want to hear your story. And if you like uncovering the darker corners of this country, hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. There's a lot more fear, still waiting to be found.
People says it's easy. You just stick your head down in the dirt. So stupid dug a hole and stuck his head